For a second there, I thought the sun was gonna come out. Thought that little cloud over there is gonna cooperate. It didn't. I'm excited about some things today. I'm so excited about some things. There's so much hope in my heart right now. It was a low morning. I already freaking bawled. About to hydrate. I should have probably ate a bowl of cereal before I did this. Because I'm not addressing all the halts. Never get too hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. That inflection is from a Good Doctor. I love that show. They do a good job. Freddie does an amazing job. So, some of the positive notes I'm going to focus on. The innovations that are coming of fruition right now are beautiful, and they all dazzle and sparkle, and people are coming into themselves, and they're starting to do that there it is. They're starting to take that idea that they always had and make something of it. And it's blossoming like the flowers in the spring, which incidentally I can smell through my window. It's probably going to be a walk day. Stroll. Probably not a strike, more of a stroll. So, very heavy emotions today. Very, 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 very heavy emotions. Denseness, people wading through, people are doing that. I mean, freaking babies aren't exactly excited when they wake up and come out of the womb. I think I was indifferent. I was cesarean. They took me. I didn't want to come out. Retta was pregnant like 10 months, and they're like, no, you're coming out. And I was still only 6 pounds, 4 ounces. It's a tiny. She's telling me stories about how they used to give me baths in mixing bowls. I am only small in stature. So, my light burns, man, and today it's burning extra bright. I got a lot of good ideas. One of them was brilliant. Should have freaking wrote it down. I'll start doing that from here on out. Cheers, Tink. So, trying to stay off the... changing the climate a little bit because I'm extra sensory sensitive. So, some of the stuff that I've been keeping in certain knows about, I'm gonna unsubscribe for a little while. I gotta focus on some brighter stuff, and it's just kind of bringing down my vibe. I had to modify my surroundings a little bit. I feel a big spring clean coming on, a big purge. Things of that variety. So, it's been a hard week. Energetically, it's been a very hard... Hell, what the fuck, man? They're all hard these days. It's like one freaking bombardment of energy after another. And people keep talking about, like, this thing, like, it's, like, we're gonna get this flash of freaking space juice, and people are gonna wake up, and I see it a little bit different. The way I see it is freaking, we're getting this constant, and people are waking up. So, and, you know, people are struggling, because when you wake up, you have to... You're thrust into an environment which negates the one that you were just in. Happens in, you know, anyone that believes in reincarnations, you know, all the stuff that we're dealing with right now, you know, I freaking, every day I have new memories of when I'm younger and more, and these experiences. Oh, I get why that happened, and why that happened, and when this happened, it helped me to handle this, and all the, you know, connection points are coming together. And but the weird shit about this ascension stuff is it doesn't just happen for this life, that it happens in past lives before, and you start looking at past lives as, like, you know, different generations or different parts of who you were in this incarnation. Put your head around that. I know a lot of people can. I just don't know if they're going to find this video. So, you know, people really are becoming the best or worst versions of themselves, depending on where they focus their heart space. They truly, truly, truly are. And there is a divide. You know, and they're like talking about how, you know, like, I don't know, there's some theories about how the new 2 Earth, you know, I feel like I already live on a 5D planet. Because anything of that 3D vibrational stuff, it's, you know, it's fallen away from me. And most of the things, because that low vibrational stuff, it doesn't serve me anymore. It doesn't add to my life and make me fuller. It takes away, and now we're getting to a point in history that people need a reason to look up, so people have to be of the essence to vibe higher. That's what I'm intended to do. So you have to let go of all that earthly stuff that weighs you down. I'm doing a pretty good job of that. I'm sure that there's people that could contradict that, because you have to have that contradictory to, you know, that balance. For every action, there's a positive or negative reaction. It's stuff like that. I mean, I was reminded this morning of a book that I read a long, long, long time ago when I was very young, preteen. Everything I needed to know I learned in kindergarten. And Robert Fulghum is the man that put those words together. And he did a fine job, I might add, I think. I'm certain of it. I know it. And he, you know, it just made it was also congruent with some native teachings that I've recently heard about how we know who people are from birth. We know their as soon as they're starting to get a personality, you know if it's going to be of the light or of the dark, who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. Most of the time the parents just try to protect the bad guys from the world with things like, oh, boys will be boys, and he's just like his father, and things like that. That shit don't fly no more. Now he's a bad guy, and he's either gonna have to learn how to be a good guy, or, you know, we're gonna empty out freaking all the prisons of all the guys that have been falsely accused with the corrupt systems, and fill them up with the freaking people that have ruined this country. And the bad guys, the actual bad guys. Not the good guys that the bad guys feel threatened by, so they put them behind bars. Not those. There's a big difference. See what I'm getting at? You tracking tracksters. So, all of these wonderful, beautiful things are changing. Where was my train of thought going with that? It went off one way and it was going to the other. I was talking about the way, everything, okay, yeah, Robert, okay. So, I'm backtracking, back around the right of way, or the wrong way. Let's see which way this way goes. We learn all about people on kindergarten. I was reminded, it's like, you know who the leaders are. You know who the one that takes charge. I was always that kid. I fucking hate it. And I hated the people that, you know who the politicians are? The people that made up the rules. The like the ones that made up. I've made this analogy before. T is that fucking kid on the playground that's burning ants. Yeah, he's exposing light on shit, but he's fucking making a big mess while he's doing it because he's sloppy and he's gross. So, I see some of the things that he has done that has benefited people. It's not enough to negate his grossness. He's just that seedy, dirty uncle guy. See, there's another one. That's how you can judge people's character, because you know what these people are. People just are trying to lie to themselves because they don't want to see their dirty uncle. I don't have one, thank God, that I know So yeah, you know who the leaders are, and they were, Native Americans talk about how they would watch the children play. Because so many people learn things from kids. It's because you grow up and you're taking too much outside influence and you're not remembering what you did when you were a kid. So there's always a kid that everyone looked up to and followed and stuff. And it wasn't even the kid that was like demanding. It was just the kid that always had good ideas. And take that guy and, teach him how to have good ideas and just let him play and tinker and do that stuff. And he's going to come up with more ideas, and love that kid and love him. Hold him, embrace him. Love all kids. Hold him, embrace him. It's important. And, and then you have the bratty little ones, and those are the ones that need to freaking be scrubbing toilets and shit like that and learning humility at a very young age. So, going back to grassroots, and I've talked about this in videos before, having that, that releasing your freaking inner child and letting it run rampant. And fuck all those people that told you that your heart, you know what your heart space is. And that's what guides us. If you're a true, genuine, person of love, if you love animals, if there's anything that you love, because there's some people that they're not capable of the vibration of love. Because their fields are so saturated and dense and weighed down by their shit and their ancestors that they don't feel it, they transmute it, and they do very bad things. Those people exist, and I can read them pretty easy. So, and they give us tells also. Every energy field gives us tells. So be around the ones that make you feel good. If you don't feel good, get out and do stuff that makes you feel good. Find your passion, find your love, find your joy. Find all the things that make you feel like you are actually like a little light bulb shining brighter, and everything else will come into play. Have a rad day. Peace.